Hello everyone and welcome to this week's video. This week I'm going to be reviewing this watercolour pan set that I've had my eye on for a while. Now this is one of the Watercolour Confections set by Prima Marketing, and this one in particular is the Pastel Dream set. Now this has been on my Amazon wish list for myself for about a year and a half now, and since it went down in price on Amazon, I got it on sale at £12, I immediately snapped this up. I get very hesitant when it comes to buying art supplies since I have a perfectly good Winsor & Newton cotton art palette that I've been using for years. But this one I've wanted to try for a while because I've heard a lot of good things about it. So this one is a American art supply from what I looked up, and it took around about a week to get to me. I had to import this. And on the back of the box it says, Watercolour Confections are artist grade, high quality and highly pigmented watercolour pans. Watercolour Confections are sized perfectly for the artist on the go, and these professional grade paints provide bright, intense, smooth and long-lasting colours that will work beautifully for an art or mixed media project. There's 12 colours inside here in a tin box with a 2 fold-out mixing palettes and a blank swatching card. So the first thing I did was I checked all the pans, and you can see that they have little numbers on the bottom of them there, which is absolutely fine, and they also have the numbers on the side of the box as well. Now, doing a little bit of research on this, I don't think you can buy these pans separately. I had a good look and I could not see them online anywhere, but if you know of any way or reasoning why, let me know in the comments section down below. I tried to do as much research as I could for this so that I could give a professional opinion. Well, I say professional opinion, give my personal opinion on this. Now, I have not been paid to do this review. I have been after this palette for a very, very long time and really wanted to try it out. And since I was trying it out, thought I'd give a quick review on them. The first things first is, as the paints are coming out, they look very creamy. There is a little bit of air bubbles on them. This just might be the way that they have been put inside the actual palette themselves. I don't really like the metal. This is just a personal thing. I found the pans quite difficult to take in and out. I thought it was interesting to say the least. But when I swatched them, the first thing I thought was, I'm only putting one coat down of these, and the colours were so pigmented and so bright and so beautiful. It did take me a little while to get used to blending with them, and they do dry slightly lighter than they do go down, but in all honesty, these are really nice. Now, from a art supply point of view, I don't like to buy a ton of art supplies. Now, since I've been really getting into watercolours a lot lately, and I have been using watercolours a lot lately, I've been trying out different art supplies to see which best suits me. I have my watercolour pans, which is my Winsor & Newton cotton. I have my watercolour inks, and I have some gouache. Pretty much that's it. I've tried out a few different paint palettes in the past and never really got on with them, so I have gifted them on in the future to someone who would be able to get some use out of them. I don't like to have a lot of art supplies sitting around doing nothing, which hence why I've been really hesitant about buying another paint palette, especially considering I've been using the Winsor & Newton ones for so long, and I still have a lot of paint with them, and I've not really run out of any of the colours, and I've been using that for 3 years, which when you think about it is pretty impressive. But I really wanted to try some professional grade paints. This is something that I've been wanting to do for a while, because I picked up not only this palette, but I also picked up another palette. I picked up the Schmink palette, which I will do a review of later on this channel. So my first thought was, when I think of the theme like Pastel Dreams, I really wanted to do something that fit within that theme. And my first thought was doing a sleepy witch who has sheep, and she's a dream collector. And I thought this would be really fun to do, do nice changing colour palettes and really test out different ways of me being able to use every single colour without it being overbearing. And overall, I do like the illustration, but I'm more interested in how the colours performed more than the actual illustration itself. As I'm penciling down, I tried to not use a heavy line work with this. I didn't want a very bold line, so I didn't want a black line. I wanted a very soft look, so I'm outlining in coloured pencil. You'll see me put the clean sketch down with the WH Smith pencils, but afterwards I go over them with the polychromos. As I'm laying the colours down, you'll notice I have to really water them down to get light shade, and this is really nice. Normally I have to build up a fair amount of layers before I get a very pigmented colour, or have to put down a heavy layer of the pigment itself. But this, I could get like one swipe of the paint palette and the colour was moving around so easily and so pigmented, and I was really pleasantly surprised by this. Has this made me want to get more of this brand? Absolutely. I have been looking at the other ones and I'm not going to get them yet, but I really want to try some of the other colours. There's a tropical palette that I've really got my eye on, and there's the Decadent Pie one as well, just because the colours are so different and I just really want to try them and see like how different each of these colours are. I definitely am going to be using this palette more in the future. I'm going to be playing around with it in my sketchbook a lot more, to see if I can get different effects, and I also want to see how they blend with other watercolors, so I'll be trying that a lot in my sketchbook. So you might see some future thoughts of these paints in later videos. But no, as I was blending down the colours, I was trying different blending techniques and seeing how pigmented they would go down. After I was layering a colour, I was like, okay, so what would happen if I laid a lighter colour on top? Would that affect the pigment? Because normally you can get a very muddy looking colour through this. But because these paints are so pigmented, if I laid a slightly lighter colour on top, it stood out, and I was really pleasantly surprised by this. It's a bit of a difference between student grade and artist grade materials, and I'm very, very happy with this paint palette. Can I recommend it? Absolutely. If you can get this paint palette on sale, it is 100% worth it. Regular retail price, from what I could see online from when I got it on Amazon, it can range anything from £25 to £40 for a single palette. So if you can get them on sale, I can recommend it. This is one of the reasons why I was very hesitant about it, because it is only 12 colours and it is like, what, 20 odd pounds normally for them, and that's how much I got my Winsor & Newton full cotton £45 set for, and that was on sale as well. Normally that one's 45. But I was really pleasantly surprised by these, and I couldn't sing the praises of them enough. If the anything that I could say was a downside is, because the colours were so pigmented, you could lift them up, which is absolutely fine, but it would stain the colour on the paper, especially with the purple in particular, because it is such a bright pigmented colour. It did affect the paper in that way. So these are a little less forgiving than some other watercolours could be, but overall I just can't sing the praises enough. The one thing I'm really proud of in particular is the blending on the hair and on the skirt itself, and I really love how the sheep's wool came about. I achieved that by watering down certain areas and pigmenting down other areas, and later on I go on with a bit of pink, especially on the purple sheep, just to boost those colours a little bit more. So I can't sing the praises enough. I'm really surprised on how much I really enjoyed this palette, and I don't think I'll be getting rid of my Winsor & Newton cotton anytime soon, because there's still a lot of use that I can get out of those, and I really do enjoy using my Winsor & Newton cotton palette, but I definitely think I might be turning over to more different paints, and that is unusual for me to say. Yes, they are expensive, but I think sometimes once you feel like you have gotten stronger with an art supply, I'm a firm believer in you don't need the most expensive art supplies to do art. But I think after you've tried out an art supply and once you've gotten used to it, you should invest in better art supplies for yourself. And it is something that I have been very reluctant to do, simply because I don't like to waste things. Like, I was so hesitant about getting this palette simply because I've got a perfectly good Winsor & Newton one that I'm still using. But no, I was really, really happy with this. The colours just turned out so pretty and so bright, and oh, it was just such a cute idea. Maybe I should try this out with the Winsor & Newton palette just to show the difference between the colours. What do you guys think? And with the theme Pastel Dreams, what conjures up for you? Like, what ideas you get within this theme? Obviously, I'm obsessed with witches. There's quite a few on this channel. But it just thought this idea of like almost like the shepherdess. She collects dreams and has a little sheep that help people sleep. I just thought it was a really cute idea. And finally, I did some white sparkles with my Signo white gel pen. For a full list of equipment, as always, it is listed down below. If you're wondering what kind of paper I used cold press paper. This is the Cassart's own brand. But this is what the final illustration looks like. I'm really, really happy with how it came out. Let me know what you think down below, and if there's any art supplies that you can recommend or you'd like me to review in the future, please also let me know in the comments section down below. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Have a wonderful day, and as always, folks, stay creative.